Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of our start from scratch, no loans, no mods, no external contracts run. A couple of things to note from the last video. Thank you so much for the feedback that I received. The first one on the note of the camera is that a couple of you asked if we could move the camera so you could see more of the wing mirror. I will be doing that. That is not a problem. I don't mind doing that at all. And the second one on the note of the camera is, yes, there are tentacles coming out the frame. It's spooky month. It is October. I like Halloween and I like tentacles. Don't look too much into it. We will be starting on our level 1 run. We'll be doing more jobs. We'll be focusing on quick jobs tonight and working our money up until I can afford a new truck. Might take a couple of sessions, but I'm really enjoying just playing with bog standard trucks that the game gives you, so I'm really looking forward to jumping into it. Alright then, so we've got a couple of emails coming in which we are probably going to ignore. They've got brand new Renault trucks for sale which we are not buying yet, and then money and drivers with their own equipment needed. We are working towards the new equipment and we're not going to be using the bank. As I've said, this is a no loan run. Skills, we have only got 1 in ADR. Remember I said I'm going to be working through ADR first, then 1 in each of these, and then working on long distance, high value cargo, etc. We'll be doing eco driving last because it's the one that probably helps the least. And yeah, just generally we're going to be going through that. The idea that I want to do is I want to work down from Aberdeen, which is where we started, and try and get jobs that take us down south so we can work through the UK first, or until we get to a ferry port that takes us across to Europe, and then we can start maybe working out from there. I'm going to try and take jobs from the quick job market that start us in the last place we went. Obviously that is going to be down to RNG and what is available to us, but hopefully we can really work towards that as well. I'm also going to be going through the settings off camera just to make sure that I've got certain things switched on, like automatic wind wipers and things like that, just to make the jobs a little bit easier for me as well. This is going to be a observe the rules of the road as well, so I'm not going to be speeding or doing anything like that, and then, you know, once we get into it, that's what we'll be doing. Okay, so our first job of the day, like I say, I want to, if I can, start from Edinburgh. So we're going to be looking at that. We've got Edinburgh to Aberdeen, which I don't really want to do. I want to continue going south. So we're looking for Newcastle, Carlisle, or Grimsby, and preferably from Edinburgh. But if we have to start from Glasgow, that's perfectly fine. We have got Edinburgh to Newcastle there. We're in a Renault T as well, which is always a bonus. It wants us to take Prositio. So I guess we're going to be doing that. Alright, we are all set up and ready to go. I have moved the camera, I've made it a little bit lower, so hopefully you can see that. Unfortunately, there is no GPS with the truck that we're in, the truck that they've given us, so I'm having to use the in-game one, which I'm not really a fan of. It kind of ruins the immersion for me. But we're in a Renault, we're going to go and we're going to see where it wants us to sort of go from here to get to Newcastle. Got to make our way out. I didn't put the voice navigation on. I didn't actually get any feedback on that, so please do let me know in those comments down below if you would like voice navigation on. It would just be the standard ones that come with it. It wouldn't be any of the mods, obviously, because we're doing a no mod run. But yeah, if you would like a voice navigation system, let me know, and I can always add that on. I don't actually have my headset in, so I can't hear it anyway, so it wouldn't benefit me at all. It would purely be for your enjoyment. Interestingly enough, when you start quick jobs, it looks like it gives you just enough fuel to get the job done. It started me with half a tank. I've never really paid attention to how much fuel the game gives you before, but yeah, apparently it doesn't like it, or doesn't give you a fuel tank of fuel, which is interesting to know. We do have fatigue simulation on as well, and I am trying to stick to the speed limit. And interestingly enough, when you're in the UK, especially in the UK, you can go through some areas that are 50 for like a second, and then they go back to being 30 and then 25 and stuff. But we're going to take it nice and easy. We are onto the motorway now, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. Straight down the road and see what happens is what I'm hoping for. The good thing about the basic GPS, because on the main I did use the Google GPS for a while, the Google Maps, which was fine, but the Google Maps doesn't show you where you've been. It doesn't clearly define it like the base game does. So the base game, you've got like your red line for where you go, in the yellowy green colour, colourblind, for where you've been, and grey roads for where you've not discovered yet. So I kind of like the base game for that. Like, the GPS doesn't look ugly, but the Google Maps did look better. It just wasn't as functional. Like, it also didn't show you which photo spaces I'd got, or which video places that I'd seen either. Sorry, my mind tends to go a bit blank when I play these games. I'm sat and I'm like, what was I saying again? I was thinking of something, and now my brain has just gone to mush. It's a whole ass thing. We have got the truck speed limit on, so I don't have to worry too much about it in the UK, because obviously the speed is mostly 60. When we get into Europe, it's going to take a little bit more getting used to, because a lot of the speed is 50 over 55, so you have to kind of watch it still a little bit. But we do have cruise control that I can always switch on if needed, and I know that we're going to be on the motorway for a long time. When we get later in the game, when I've started to get longer jobs done and stuff, the episodes might be a case of 1 or 2 jobs. I'm going to probably try and keep 2 shorter jobs that I know are going to probably take about an hour for the Let's Play episode, so that I'm not just in the truck view all of the time doing the same job, because I don't see that as being very relaxing or enjoyable. But let me know in the comments down below if you prefer longer jobs or short jobs when watching. For now though, obviously, because we're doing quick jobs to try and earn money that we can, we are going to be doing fairly short jobs regardless. But they're going to be fun, and we get to explore the UK as we go. The 1.48.5 update, I think it's 1.48.5 update, recently released. I think the game's automatically updated to it, but I'm not entirely sure. It's mainly maintenance stuff with new increased minimum requirements, which have been very much needed. I am going way over the speed limit. I'm not paying attention because I'm too busy talking. Luckily we didn't get caught though. I can't afford a fine, which is the main reason why we're doing this to speed limits. It's mainly because I genuinely can't afford the fine if that was to happen. Down the road we go. Keeping it as close to 50 as possible. I'd rather go under than over. The game does observe the 3% rule a little bit, which is kind of interesting as well. You can go a little bit above the speed limit and you won't get fined, but it is not an exact science, and I swear to God, some coppers in the game are much more strict than others, which is kind of like real life, but it also makes it really hard to sort of define what you can and can't get away with, so it's best just not to try. On the main account, I'm generally smashing it down the road at 90 to 100 miles an hour, depending on the truck I'm in, and I don't care if I get fined. It also leads to some quite hilarious clips, which I'm sure you've seen on the shorts by now. So it's interesting. It's very almost nerve-wracking. Like, there's something on the line if I get fined now, whereas on the main account there's nothing. There's no consequence for it. When you've got 3.5 billion in the account, you're getting fined for 10 grand. It's a drop in the ocean. Ironically enough, it shows the problem of capitalism and the way that the high execs sort of just pay the fines, and big companies pay fines for things because it's just a cost of business. And yes, we're going to get a little bit political, and I'm sorry about that if you're not about that life, but yeah, it definitely does show that, because it is proven in the gameplay. I don't care about the fines, it's just the cost of getting there quicker. And it's the same with big businesses. They sort of enact the same sort of rules of play. Oh god, this is a hill. This is a hill, and there is a lot of traffic, and we're all moving very slowly. We are only 67 miles away from the journey though, which is nice. I've always said on the game, with the in-truck GPS, if it'd be nice if it showed a bit more of the info that it shows you on the in-game GPS. Things like how far away you are and distance and the expected time and the time of day can be shown in the game, especially if you get the Renault T-Pack. It's really good. You can have a phone that shows the time really clearly, but it'd be nice if there was more info on the GPS itself. Things like the transport log and stuff, if you could bring that up to be nice and clear, would be kind of cool. They are trying to overtake me. Rude. Didn't work, did it? See him in the rearview mirror. Cheeky buggers. Yep, we're still in the 50. That's fine. I do like the sound of the Renault. It's a nice sounding truck, you know. To be fair, a lot of the game, like a lot of the trucks in the game, do sound really good. Like, there's very few that sound bad outside of maybe the Iveco. And the only reason why the Iveco sounds bad is because the soundproofing in the cab is awful. Like, the truck itself doesn't sound bad, but the noise it creates when you are driving along is just deafening. So I'll probably try and avoid Ivecos wherever possible, just because it gives me a headache, even if I'm not wearing the headset. If it gives me a headache, I can only imagine the absolute nightmarish headache it would cause you as well. So I will try and save you from that by not driving an Iveco if I can. Sticking to some of the newer trucks. Like I say, the MAN TG3 is by far one of my favourites. It's so quiet and so nice to drive. The Volvos can be a bit noisy as well, which isn't ideal. Passing some services, we are a whopping 42 miles away from the destination. Barely without cause. You might also see me do some photo mode stuff as well, just because I like taking photos. On my Twitter, my Instagram, some on Reddit, there are some fairly good screenshots that I've taken. The photo mode is one of my favourite personal features in the game. There are a few things that I'd like to do a bit more with, but on the whole, I enjoy it immensely. It's a new interesting part of the game. They added, fairly long ago, but they've added the landmarks, which I think is really cool. See the landmark on the side, you take a picture of it, you're away. Oh, we've gone up to 60. Happy days. Happy days. Love that for us. 32 miles away. Smashing it out at 56. I am lane hopping a little bit, and the cars behind me are getting a little bit angry, I feel. I can sense them just watching me veer across the lanes a little bit. It's fine. It's all good. It's all in hand. I'm also really not used to driving on the right, weirdly enough. I'm so used to driving in Europe on the main account that I tend to go with left-hand drive just because it's easier. So driving right-hand drive for this playthrough is an interesting experience. Like, this playthrough is the antithesis of opposite of everything I'm used to. It is so very different to my normal playstyle. Lights on so we don't get flash for that more. It's enjoyable, it's just very, very different to what I'm used to, that's all. We're going to be turning left soon, so we are a whopping 16 miles away. Slam on them brakes. the last thing I need to do is tip. Like legit, if I was to tip one of these quick jobs, that would be the run over. There'd be no getting back from it. There really wouldn't. It would be run over, being fined, everything would go wrong. It would be awful. It would just be horrendous. I'm sure you guys would really enjoy it. I am positive you guys would absolutely adore it. Me, not so much. But we have made it to Newcastle. We're going to discover Newcastle. It's going to be a great time. Do a fuel left. I need to slam on my brakes. I don't know when it changed. I'm assuming it changed for the roadworks that are here. The average cameras in this game don't work either. They don't work as they should. You can go as fast as you like through these. As long as you slow down before the last one, you won't get hit with a fine. Which isn't how they work at all. But, you know, it is what it is. Newcastle upon Tyne discovered. And we're back in a 30. So we were in 50 there for all of 10 seconds. Smoothly does it. Obviously, once I get my own truck, we can sort of finish a journey and then probably drive around, getting all exploration and stuff. But for now, we're just going to deliver. We're going to deliver like good peoples. We are going to take the extra XP as well, especially in a delivery spot as easy as this. Because you can just sort of line it up and then reverse straight, hopefully. That's the plan. Whether it works like that or not, don't know, but that's what we're going to try. I'm riding the curb, because of course I am. But I'd say that is pretty good. Should we take a picture of that straight away before I deliver it? I think that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to take a picture. Apparently I never made the start button the start button. Right then. Photo mode. You get to watch the photo process, friends. How exciting is this? There. I need to make sure, because I've got a button for escape that I use. Why is that not? Because I decoupled without realizing it. I'm smart. I rolled too far. I'm professional, friends. I'm so professional. We nailed it. We're up to level 2. So again, we're going to go for ADR training level 2, which gives us more jobs available, which will give us more pennies. We've got new email. What's in the email? Special transports, dispatcher, perfect. Probably not going to be doing those. And then we're going to go straight into the job market again. We've got a rating of 1.7. Let's go. So we are currently, we went down to Newcastle. So we want to be looking at jobs that start in Newcastle and go to either Carlisle, Liverpool, Manchester, Sheffield or Grimsby. Or ones that may possibly take us into Europe. That is a possible. We could do that. Where are we? We're in Newcastle. Take us to Manchester. Perfect. We'll do that one. We're in a DAF. Oh, we love a good DAF. We love a good DAF, friends. We'll do that. See what model of DAF it gives us, whether it gives us GPS or not. Would be handy if it did. Very nice if it did, actually. I wouldn't complain at all. a bit of a longer journey as well, going down to Manchester. We do have GPS. Happy days. Beautiful. I am going to lower myself a little bit though. We are going to lower ourselves because that way I can actually see the GPS easier, and you guys can see the GPS as well with that. So there you go. It's in the bottom left hand corner, and we're off. We are going to Manchester. Nice little journey. We're going to put our lights on because it looks a bit late in the day. Straight out the left. No, we're straight on. What are we on about? Going the wrong way straight away is not really what I want to be doing. I don't want to be taking wrong turns this early in the game. That would be quite embarrassing. We will put it on the air pressure. It looks pretty. I do like the dashes of these. I think the dashes of these are really nice. Now the problem I've got here is I can't see the speed I'm doing on here. On these ones, it's in kilometers per hour, and all the speeds are in miles per hour, so I don't know how fast I'm going. There is a miles per hour on the speedo, but it's smaller and I can't read it, and I don't want to zoom in all the time. But again, we're in the UK, so once we go on the main motorway and it's 50 or 60, it's generally fine. It's not too bad. It's going to be one of those where I'm going to have to keep an eye on it a bit more in the DAF, just to make sure I'm not doing anything I shouldn't. Don't want to get them fines, do we? Going via Sheffield, apparently. The road. Interesting load as well. Okay, out onto the main, and then we'll have a look at what load it is, because it looks like it's one of them air conditioner things or a fan. Oh no, it's a water tank. Big old water tank, look. Nice. I love the variety of loads that you get in the game. Like, the sheer creativity and realism of the different types of loads you get is really very impressive. It really gives credence to the developers for how seriously they take the game and how much research they do and stuff. It's really nice to see. Apparently there's going to be some new load types in West Balkans as well, which is I'm always down for. I know in ATS they added a ton of like special heavy cargo things like school buses and things, which was really cool. Dips in the road, always useful, always good. We love a good dip in the road, we do. Oh wait, is the speedo's in miles per hour? What am I even on about? The speedo is in miles per hour because I'm on the right hand side. Again, I am so used to being on the left hand side, guys, that I just assumed it was in kilometers per hour, and it's not. It's in miles per hour. I am so super smart. Yep, super smart. Super smart. I feel so proud of myself. You can all tell me how smart I am in the comments if you wouldn't mind. That'd be great. Thanks. Well, now we know. Now we know. That's all that matters, right? Is that I know. Everybody knows. It's fine. too fast around that corner, which is never ideal. Like, we're in the speed limit, but you can still go too fast around a corner, right? And these roads are actually quite busy for the UK, so I've got to be a bit careful. By a bit careful, I mean a lot careful. Like I say, I don't need to be tipping. I need to be not doing that. This is like my serious run. Unlike my Twitch times where craziness and chaos happens, this is my more serious, more proper adult playthrough. Where I'm trying to overtake another truck doing exactly the same speed as what I am. Yay! This is fine. It's a little bit too quick and a little bit too close to him. Oh, it's a Volvo. No wonder I can't catch him. It's a big old powerhouse. No. Are we slowing down here? No? No. Perfect. Like it's the 12th gear variant of the truck as well. Dude on my left trying to undertake me. Rude. One of the big problems that the cars, and I think I said this in the last one as well, is merging lanes and stuff. The traffic really doesn't understand what giving way is, so you got to be a bit careful, especially when there's a lot of them around. It can cause some slight problems, some slight issues if you're not careful. Than 60, so we're still fine. We're only doing 55. And this is where it's a problem. I feel really, really claustrophobic sometimes with the barriers and stuff. Especially because a lot of the UK especially is 2 lanes, so if you're not careful, you can find yourself in some real bother. Doing alright, and we are getting plenty of road discovery, which is nice. We stand the road discovery, getting that percentage. What do you mean? What do you mean? Ooh. Oh, I didn't see it change. It's gone back to 60. Why was it 50 for like 5 seconds? Why? Well, first fine of I'm sure many. It literally must have changed from 60 to 50 for a few yards just to catch me out. Thankfully it was only £160 fine. Or €160 fine, because I haven't changed it to pounds yet. So I can live with that. I can live with the fact that it is only 160. I'm not going to keep doing it, but that could have been really bad if I wasn't careful. Am I? I am. I need to... You need to let me in. You gonna let me in? You're gonna let me in, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Thank you. There is one annoying thing with the voice GPS in the UK as well. It doesn't realise when things are exits in the UK. It just tells you to keep... It tells you to go in the left lane and then keep straight when it should be exit left. It's like the GPS doesn't understand that we're on the other side of the road. so it just says keep straight when it should be saying exit left. It really annoys me. Like, really annoys me. Like, all the time annoys me. But other than that, the voice GPS is really good, especially when you use some of the mods. Like, I've got Santa for Christmas, and I've got Morgan Freeman for most of it. Neil Patrick Harris is pretty good. On ATS I've got Grantor, so I've got James May, Richard Hammond and Clarkson. It's always good. Always nice to listen to those three argue over the GPS as you're trying to go on a journey. One of the other mods I've got as well, although honestly I don't think it's really needed anymore because they've updated the graphics, was like fog light effect for the street lamps and stuff. But looking at this, it looks like they've actually updated it to have their own innate fog effects anyway. So again, it's showing me that some of the mods that I've had on for a while, with the graphical updates that they've actually made, they're not needed anymore. Because it makes it a bit too much. It makes the fog lights too effectful, if you know what I mean. So it's good to go back to basics and realise just how much of an improvement the game has had over the last 2-3 years. There might not have been a DLC for a long time because of everything going on, but they've still been working on the game, they've still been making it look pretty, they've still been... That's a little close for me, Mr. Ivico. I didn't get fined. We're going to ignore the fact that I ate him because I didn't get fined. If I didn't get fined, it didn't happen. Right? If I didn't get fined, it didn't happen. Yep. Yep. I didn't get fined, so it didn't happen. We're sticking with that. Okay, we are going to be turning into Manchester now, which is all good. I'm going to watch out for the copper there. Oh, do not tell me it's a... Maybe I could get around the other way. I'm going to try and follow the diversions as well. Now the problem is, this game is not very good at doing diversions. Like, at all. It doesn't recognise when there's a diversion there, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't... The GPS isn't in line with what the game's got, so if you've got diversions on, it can sometimes send you in a circle and just lead you right back there, and in those cases you just kind of got to try and get by. But we will follow the diversions for now because I can see that it's actually going to take us into Manchester just another way, which is still fine, but it's really annoying. Like, it would be nice if the diversions were a little bit more in tune, if the GPS and the diversions were a bit more in sync, so that the GPS could actually give you a viable diversion that actually makes sense. That would be great. But we've discovered Manchester. We have discovered some traffic lights as well, but we've discovered Manchester. We have made it, and I'm okay with that. I think I like the fact that this game is pretty both in the day and at night. Like, it just works really well. These red lights take forever. Forever. Oh yeah, just pull in front of me, mate. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just here. Thanks. I'm going to get serious road rage doing this properly, I can see. Like, I get road rage at the AI anyway, but I can see me getting really, really bad. It's fine. No damage, no fine. We're all good. We're all good. This is the run that could have been the worst one by the look of things. This is the run that could have ended it. But we're okay. We're fine. I'm going to stop ranting at the bus in front now because I'm too busy ranting and not concentrating on what I'm doing, and that's going to end up in issues. And I don't want issues. Nope. I'm a professional, I promise. Oh, we've got rain coming in just as I'm about to park up. That's always good. How was that a red light? That was not a red light. I'm sorry. No, that was green when I went through it. Like, it only just turned. What? Hey. This game hates me. Already, this game hates me. Episode 2 and I've already received 2 fines for breaking the law that I said I wasn't going to do. Luckily, it's not a we've got to start again just because I've had a fine. I'm not being that harsh with it. That would be really silly. I'd be here forever. Where am I turning off? I'm turning off here, yeah? Cool. You know why the wipers aren't working? Because I've got to put them on. So I've got automatic rain sensor on, right? But I've still got to turn them on for them to work. I am so good at this game. Right then. Let's park her up. Let's park her up. Let's park her up and call it a day. Oh dear. Come on. In you go, nice and smooth. Oh, that's a wee bit close, that one. Oh, jeez. That was almost really good. It was almost really good until it wasn't really good. That's what it was. Okay, 2 attempts for that one. I can live with that. I can live with that. That's not too bad. We got an excellent on it. It's fine. It counted it. We're all good. Not quite level 3, but we did level up at least once tonight. So, I think that's what I'm going to call it. We've got a couple of jobs done. Episode 3 will be out on Saturday. Or Saturday from the time we're recording this video. Thank you for watching. We had a couple of close calls tonight. The no speeding run went well because I got caught speeding once and I learned how to read a speedo. We are going to be working towards it. We're on 13 grand. This is going to be a very long one. I'm going to try and get a longer episode out on Saturday because I'll have more time to record and stuff. So I'm going to record a stupidly long run and see how long we can get, and then the next episode will be out on Wednesday. So I'm going to release this twice a week, guys. It's going to be every Saturday. No, every Sunday. I'm going to record on Saturday for Sunday. So every Sunday and every Wednesday there's going to be a new episode out. Every Sunday and Wednesday there's going to be a new episode out. So let me know in those comments down below what you think. And when we get to the point of owning a new truck, what I'm going to do is I will put it to the YouTube poll so you guys can decide what truck I have. But we're a ways off that yet. We're a ways off that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video, guys. Ciao, ciao.